Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope all is well with you and yours. What's good, what's good, what's good? So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that happened. Some interesting stuff. So it looks like Israel and Iran are going to be going really long. That's not a good thing. I'm sure that Russia is thinking about what they're going to do about Ukraine. A lot of their armaments came from Iran. And why am I discussing this? Well, it's because there's going to be an oil problem. I don't think it's an if. I think there is going to be an oil problem. Okay? So that's one thing. And from an economic perspective, that's going to hit hard. And it's not just going to hit the United States. If there's an oil problem, it's going to hit the whole world. It's going to hit the whole world. And looking at the rollbacks in our regulations, U.S. regulations about renewable energy, kind of like we're moving in the wrong direction. From an economic perspective, from a security perspective, we're moving in the wrong direction because it means the United States is still reliant on fossil fuels. That's definitely moving backwards. Hey, Paula, thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, so there's some stuff going on, and I'm just kind of like, what the heck? What to the heck? But it is what it is. So that's some of the bad news. Let's get to some good news. Good news. XRP ETF Canada started. I'm just saying, if that's not good news, I don't know what is. People are still talking about the Genius Act being passed by the Senate, and there's the stable bill that's being worked on by the House in the United States. And somebody actually said something actually pretty bright. Yo, my man Rick Ritchie invested in himself. That's what's up. But there are a lot of people around the world that are starting to think, holy moly, we should probably be thinking about what we're going to do about stablecoins and what we're going to do about crypto in general. That's right. There are a lot of countries out there that do not have a solid line on what they want to do with regard to crypto. No strong regulation either direction, but it is what it is. But you know what? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to state what today's question is. Today's poll question is, why did BitDeer sell? It's not hashtag 330. It's supposed to be $330 million in convertible notes to buy Bitcoin, to buy Solana for expansion or other. And if you put other, I'm expecting to see your answer in the comments. And we will get to that. 5 votes already, and we've got 2 for expansion, 1 for Bitcoin, 1 for Solana, and 1 for other. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. Now, I read an article, and I found it to be interesting. Arthur Hayes asserts that Tether's dominance in stablecoins stems from early network effects via Hong Kong and China banking shutdowns with distribution access to exchanges, Web 2, and banks as survival keys for new issuers. Meaning, if you are going to be a new issuer, you're going to be backed by a bank or an exchange. That's his thought. That's his thought. And I'm kind of like, if you look at what he's talking about, okay, what he's saying is that if you're going to issue a stablecoin, you had better come with a market for that stablecoin. Oh, or at least that's what I took from it. Because think about it. If you're a bank, you've got customers, you come with a market to support your stablecoin. If you're an exchange, think Coinbase and Circle. You come with a market that can support and grow your stablecoin. Okay. It's not about being backed by a bank, an exchange. I'm altering that a little bit to say that I think it's because You're going to come with a market. So the reason why I say it like that is because you have companies like PayPal who come with a market. Now you see where I'm going. If you're Apple, you could come out with a stablecoin and come with a market. If you're Google, you could come out with a stablecoin and come with a market. Do I have to really say what the markets are? If you are Microsoft, you could come out with your own stablecoin and come out with a market. Apple Store, Google Play, Microsoft Azure. So you can come with your own market. If you're Amazon and you decide to come out with your own stablecoin, you basically are coming out with a brand new cash printing machine. And here's the kicker. A company like Amazon would be able to support multiple stablecoins because they do business around the world. So imagine what fiats they would be able to support. Now you see where this is going. Yo, AC Power in the house. Thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself. So yeah, you start to look at this stuff and you start to go, holy moly. This is not small. This is not a small thing. And, you know, I'm just looking at what Arthur Hayes said, and I'm sitting back and I'm kind of going, wow, that's very interesting. Now, here's something else that I started thinking about. Would Tether lose their dominance? Possible. Highly possible. However, I don't want you to discount, or let me rephrase, I don't want to discount the amount of trust that people have in Tether. Imagine going to Amazon and Amazon has their Amazon USD. And they decide that, you know, the only stable coins they're going to support are their own. Is that going to hurt their business? No, but it would probably annoy a lot of people because you're not accepting Tether. Currently the world's #1. And people might find it hard to chew on that. If you're a bank, you come out with your own stable coin. And everything that you do at your bank is based on your stable coin. But what happens when I leave your bank? Who are you working with? You see how that starts to roll out? So if your stable coin is only good at your bank, what the hell do I care about your stable coin? I'm not buying anything at your bank. What am I going to use? What am I going to use it for? Oh, well, you could transfer money instead of using Zelle and Cash App and blah, 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 blah. Really? If every bank and their mother wants to come out with their own stable coin? Is that really how you think it's going to work? Come on. You couldn't possibly. You could not possibly. So if I'm one of these banks, or I'm one of these exchanges, I have got to start thinking about, am I going to support other coins? That's different, right? Am I going to support other coins? I'm Coinbase. Am I going to support PYUSD? Am I going to support RLUSD? What am I going to support? Oh, and if I'm doing cross-border payments, why? How? With who? Now you start to understand, like, okay, so there's a difference in how this all works. So when I look at stable coins and I look at all these places that want to start their own stable coin because they're looking at Tether, which is amazing to me. You are not going to tell me that you're looking at Circle and saying, look at all the money that Circle's making off it. No, you're looking at Tether and you're saying, look at all the money that Tether makes on a monthly basis without lifting a finger. They already built it. Do you really think that just because you're a bank, you're just going to be able to start your own stable coin and everything's just going to take off? Build it and they will come. No. Why would you think that? You can't be that dumb. You cannot be. Look at most of the exchanges that are out there. They could all have their own stablecoins. Who do they play with? Who do they play with? USDT, Tether. Some of them, USDC, Circle. Who makes the most amount of money off a Circle? Coinbase. Do I want to keep feeding Coinbase? Huh. So when I look at this world of stablecoins, I'm kind of like, yo, hold on a minute. Yo, Arthur's got some points. He just didn't say it the way I'm saying it. I'm saying that if you're going to start your own stablecoin, you've got to come with your own business. To jumpstart your stablecoin, you've got to come with your own business. PayPal absolutely comes with their own business. Oh, we're going to make it easier for you to pay with a stablecoin, our stablecoin, of course, because what else would you do? And we're going to make it easier for you to do business. Coinbase is being slow and steady when it comes to their stablecoins. Slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady. But they're growing. So is RLUSD. Slow and steady, growing. Meanwhile, Tether's just raking it in every day. Tether doesn't compare to another stablecoin. Tether compares their number of transactions or amount of transactions to the transactions of many stable coins. I mean, they're making like what, $1 billion a freaking month or close to it. You know what? Take a step back. Let's pretend that they only make $500 million a month. 500 mil a month off of their stable coin. Everybody's looking at that and going, who doesn't want 500 mil a month? What? 6 billion a year? This company is making so much money that they are investing in other revenue streams. They're not just investing in companies, they're investing in other revenue streams. Everybody's looking at Tether as the example. And any company out there that says they are not looking at Tether as the example for their stablecoin is lying. Because what's your use case? What is your use case that an existing stablecoin doesn't already serve? Help me to understand. I'll wait. There's not one. Remember when I went back and I said, there's not going to be only one coin? Tether's not going to be the only one. But Tether wrote the book. Tether wrote the book. And what is the United States doing? Oh, well, if you're not, backed one for one with, U.S. debt or some other dollar denominated thing, well, you can't use your stable coin here. Explain to me how that is smart. Explain to me how that's smart, that you're going to cut off the world's largest stablecoin. Oh, because you think that these other stablecoins are going to do so well, including your own. Yeah, the new regime has their own stablecoin, USD1. Help me to understand. Help me understand. Is that the way you really think it works? Realistic, real life scenario. Somebody wants to acquire a coin. They want to acquire an asset. This asset is paired with Tether. Do you not think they're going to go get Tether? Oh, well, you can't get Tether in the United States. You can't get it on this exchange, that exchange, your mama's exchange. You're going to wind up pushing a lot of people to swaps and dexes. And I wish you luck in trying to stop those swaps and dexes. VPNs, a whole bunch of other things are going to make it so that you can't stop those swaps and dexes. Good try. Give it the old college try. No, that's not what's going to happen. So I just wonder, how is this all going to work? You're literally going to dictate to the American people that if you get involved with the stablecoin, you must use one of these stablecoins if you're in the United States. Good luck with that. That is not the right move to make. Not the right move to make. Oh, by the way, it's not like Tether doesn't hold 190 some odd billion dollars in US debt. Marked in the top 20 entities. I have to say entities that own US debt. Institutions, companies, banks, Warren Buffett. Yeah, you have to use the word entities that own US debt. They're in the top 20. Not only that, but this is a company that helps you thwart criminals. And this is what you do. I don't know about you, but it doesn't make sense to me. So when I saw that article by Arthur Hayes, I was kind of like, oh yeah, nah. It's deeper than that. Come with your own business. But if you really want to be successful, you can't just come with your own business. You have to work with other businesses. That's the only way it's going to work. So yeah, just saying. I saw that piece of news and I was just like, wow, mind blowing. And I looked at the Genius Act. I looked at the Stable Act. Mind blowing. And then you look at the Genius Act, you look at the Stable Act, you compare the two. One is more stringent than the other, whatever. Here's what I can't get out of my head. The current regime has their own stable coin. Did you forget about that $2 billion transaction that involved their stable coin? That didn't need to be bothered with that stable coin. It immediately put that stable coin in the 2 billion range, something like that. Or was that the Trump coin, or whichever one? Whichever one. How does that ring in your head that it's okay for a U.S. president to be making money off of that and pushing Congress to make laws off of that? The reason why I bring it up is not because it's a political statement. It's because I'm a little bit afraid. You might be asking, why would you be afraid, Eddie? I'm afraid because of what kind of impact those dealings can have on crypto in the United States. Just play it out in your head. It doesn't take a lot of thought. You don't even have to stand up. Just play it out in your head. The regime has their own coin, too. There's not just one coin. There are 2 coins that they have. What's next? Oh, that's right. They also have a stable coin. Oh, that's right. And they're starting a whole bunch of ETFs. Oh, and they just reported that the new regime just made $57 million off of some of this crypto stuff directly. And they rented out the presidency by having that dinner. Oh. You start to play this forward and you start to realize you're creating risk not only for the country, but for crypto happening in the United States. That's scary. At least to me. At least to me. It's nuts. So yeah, I think about that. And that's just a piece of the news. JPMorgan met with the SEC to discuss blockchain integration in capital markets. Mind you, they just launched JPMD. Or filed for. Just saying. Hello, Captain Banana. Are you still fighting with Siri? Because I saw that. So You can't sleep on some of these banks. You can't sleep on what they're doing. You want to know something else that crossed my mind? And I touched on it earlier today, this morning. A little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. There's SWIFT with 11,000 banks worldwide. If you want to hit sanctions, you call SWIFT, you bang out a sanction, boom, 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 boom. That's the way it works. I told you before, BRICS doesn't matter. However you do cross-border payments matters. That used to be SWIFT. Used to be. I mean, technically it still is, but that's definitely not the direction that we're going in. That's scary. You don't think that's scary? That's pretty scary to me. Because none of these countries are actually thinking about, at the same time that we embrace crypto or push crypto away, how much of a toll is that taking on our own fiat? Oh. Hello, Captain Banana. And yes, you have invested in yourself. Thank you for letting us know. So yeah, you think about this and you start to realize none of this is small. None of these things are tiny little things. And here we are raving about, I don't know about raving. Nobody's really raving. Here we are yapping about a couple of stablecoin bills in the United States. Yay! But there aren't enough people out there that are actually paying attention to what's going on with regard to regulation around the world. How's that going to work? All of these countries are going to start doing, well, why should I spend all this money using SWIFT when I can spend a lot less using Chainlink, Ripple, Hedera, SUI, name one, Cardano, name one. Name one. Tether, USDC. I can save so much money, so much value moving money cross-border using crypto than I can using SWIFT. I haven't seen a study just yet that says this is how much money SWIFT is losing to crypto for cross-border transactions. I also haven't directly searched for it. I'm pretty sure SWIFT has done their own analysis on that, which is why they're in bed with Chainlink. Chainlink's not worried about it. Chainlink is not worried about doing cross-border transactions. They can absolutely support that. But Chainlink is the world's #1 oracle. They're going to get the business no matter what. As a matter of fact, you have organizations out there, entities out there that are using a coin for cross-border payments and Chainlink for their oracle capabilities. Oh, you want to do DeFi? Oracle, Aave, Uniswap, boom. A bank, if you want to do something. We haven't heard a lot about Project Guardian lately, but Project Guardian is what kicked it all off. You want to know what bank was involved with Project Guardian that was talking a lot of stuff about crypto at the same time? Well, their CEO, of course. This is Jamie Dimon and JPMorgan. Yeah, they're involved. So what? Every government out there needs to kind of rethink what they plan on doing, because crypto is not going away. Crypto is not going away. You have a better chance of birds not singing anymore than crypto going away. Foul thought, isn't it? Yeah, but seriously. I only want stablecoins for dry powder and reserve for taxes. Don't care about DJED. Don't care about any of the names that you're mentioning. Are solid on ADA. That's great. Depends on what you are trying to accomplish. I don't want clawbacks and decentralized and secure. Yep. All that is great, but I'm just not going to mention any of the coins you're talking about, except for Cardano, because I want people to do their own research. But what's up, Hutanic? Clearly you invested in yourself today, but I want to hear you say it. And where's Patient One? Just saying, haven't asked that in a long time. Yeah, you weren't expecting that. But seriously, when you look at laws, rules, regulations, all that good stuff from a global perspective, what is crypto going to do to our fiat? Stop running from it. Stop blindly accepting it, and give pragmatic thought to what crypto means to your fiat. Send my kid money or value. Notice how I'm trying to use the word value instead of money all the time. Send my kid value in minutes or seconds and not have to worry about, is he going to get it? The bank has a problem. Case in point. I needed to send my son $120 because he went and took my cars and got an oil change. Awesome. Love you, son. And so I was like, oh, how much does that cost? He was like, oh, it cost me 100 whatever. I said, let me send him back the money real quick. He didn't ask for it. But I'm dad. It's my job. My kid's not going to lay out money. It's my job to lay out money, right? Daddy, I need an oil change. That's daddy's job. So I wanted to shoot my son some money. So I hop on my banking app. My banking app gives me the middle finger. What? My banking app gave me the middle finger. My banking app couldn't send me a text message so I could get the code, two-factor authentication, to be able to access my account, to access my money. Immediately, I was like, oh, not a problem. Let me just hit that up on crypto. Boom. I don't have to think about that. Nobody's there to stop me from accessing my value. But Bank of America had an issue. They were unable to send me a text. I requested a text like 4 times. No, literally it was 4 times. I got the text, I want to say like a half hour later. All 4 of them. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. The hell? Are you serious? For me to access my account, because then I had an issue, right? I need to access my account. You guys know I don't keep money in my account. I keep enough money to pay bills. That's about it. And let one of these bills say, oh, you can pay us with crypto. What? I will be paying everything in crypto as soon as they say it. Bam. Not a problem. Not a problem. So I go online. I know that they're having a problem with texting. So I say, let me get this phone call. They call me up, and it takes them 50 million years to finally get to the part where they give me my code, because I can't hit the pound sign with a hashtag to skip to getting me my code. So I have to sit there, and they take minutes. Well, not minutes, but they take a lot of seconds off my life, sitting there waiting for this nonsense. I say this to say that banks have yet to figure the hell out what the hell it is that they do to make it so that I want to put my money there. I want to put my value there. Screw you. I don't want to put my value there. You just told me I can't have my value. I can't access my value. If it was crypto, that would not be a problem. They'd be like, boop, there's my value. I open up my wallet. My value is sitting right there. My value is sitting right there. No problem whatsoever. You want to do something with your value? Go ahead. Nobody there to stop you. Oh. Put that on a grander scale. Put that on a grander scale and start thinking about, well, how many people had problems? Because if there's one, there's a million, right? Because that's a big bank. If there's one, there's a million. But move beyond just the bank. Why do I have a bank account? That's the reason why I have a bank account. To get to my funds really fast. And you stopped me. What if that was an emergency? What if I lost my wallet and the only thing I had on me was my phone? I was in the car the other day and I'm driving with my youngest son and I'm like, oh man, I forgot my wallet at home. He goes, you got your phone. What are you worried about? You got your phone. I was like, damn, that's right. I have my phone. Wow. You're supposed to be making it easier for us to access our value. You're supposed to be making it easy for us to figure out what we want to do with regard to saving our money, saving our value, growing our value. Have you noticed? This is going to sound really effed up. Really effed up. When was the last time you saw a bank actually speak with you about growing your bag? I don't mean like, 2%. No, I mean like actually like we'll help you grow your bag. You want to know who you hear from? Investment banks or brokerages. Your bank used to do that. They used to give you a reason to bank with them. They don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore. Oh, and by the way, what's going to happen when in the United States? Oh, man, the United States. Man, I can't even say the United States. I've got to say globally. When commercial real estate blows up globally, then what? How many banks are going to go belly up? Do you have your money in one of those banks that could go belly up? How much real estate is your bank holding on its balance sheet right now? You probably don't know. I don't know how much mine is holding. But I'm cognizant that they're holding billions in real estate. That's huge risk. In a marketplace where people are starting to fight back. Oh, you want me to come to the office? Oh, sure, I'll come to the office. For about as long as it takes me to find another job that won't make me come to the office. And the number of jobs that are growing out there that will tell you, you don't have to come to the office. Because those are companies that have already figured out we've already lost this battle. You know you've lost this battle when you've got companies that have buildings in New York City that are saying, well, we're going to turn part of these buildings to be residential. Oh, yeah. This is what I've been seeing. I've been trying to put together all these tiny little dots, and this is what starts to bubble up to the top for me. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. That's what it all comes to. All those little dots that I've been connecting for you guys, it should be telling you, yeah, the market could be going up. We're stabilized right now. I mean, Bitcoin right now is at $105,194 and a few pennies. Bitcoin does not want to go beneath $100,000. Nice, right? But we're going to have to grow. Everybody's a rock star when the market is growing. Everybody's a rock star when the market is growing. I had a story this morning about somebody that was teaching people, supposedly, allegedly, pretending to teach people how to trade crypto. And he was just milking them for their money. Allegedly. Allegedly. Everybody's a rock star when things are going up. Is anybody helping you when things are going sideways like they are now? Is anybody helping you when things start to go down? Or did they help you prepare for that? Huh. Dude, XMR is more than prime right now. XMR is looking delicious. XMR is looking like a chef's freaking kiss. No, I'm not going to say what XMR is. Go look it up. Not trying to be mean, but I really want you to get in the habit of, if you don't recognize something, it's real fast for you to look it up. You're either watching me via your phone, via your television. You've got something in front of you that you could look it up real fast. Get in the habit of looking things up. Because I could be wrong. Get in the habit of, is what Eddie's saying true? Let me go look that up. Exactly. Please, go look that up. Go look that up. You want to do this exercise? Go look up to see where XMR was a year ago and where it is today. Via coin market cap. Like, what was its ranking a year ago and what is it today? Wow. Stop saying where you can get it. That's not helpful. And hello, Turtle Bitcoin. Did you invest in yourself today? Because it doesn't matter. That's where you can get it. It doesn't matter. It matters where other people can get it on a global scale. This community is a global community. So just because you can get it at Kraken doesn't mean that somebody else can get to Kraken. Know what I mean? I want you to go to XMR on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko or wherever else it is that you get your information. But those are the two top tier ones, right? And go look at the markets. Go see where you'd be able to get your hands on XMR. It'll tell you, here are the exchanges, sexes and dexes. Some of them will even tell you the swaps where you can get them at. Yeah, you drew back a nub. Be happy I'll let you have that nub. So yeah, I want you to get in the habit. I'm going to be driving that home, drilling it home all the time. I want you to get in the habit of doing your own research. It's a very big deal. It's bigger than you think. There's a lot of information out there that'll pass by you. And I don't want you to look at it and go, oh, look at that. That's what they said. No. I want you to look at it and go, oh, what is this? Oh, let me go see if I can find corroborating information to back that up. That's what I want. Or Evan Better, BTC 4 years ago to date. No, don't do that one. That's an obvious one. Don't do that. Do XMR. 1 year ago, where was XMR ranked? And where is it ranked today? That's what I want you to do. That's the homework. Get in the habit of doing research like that. That's more realistic. Looking back to see where Bitcoin was, that'll just hurt your feelings. Turtle Bitcoin's being mean. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you'll kick yourself. Oh my God, I could have had it at that price, and now look at what the price is now. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Just do a year. Just go back a year. Hutanic says go look back at April and go figure out what happened in April. Nemo Lion Group, and Eyenovia allocated $650 million in hype token reserves, with LGHL, right? That's Nemo Lion Group, whatever, securing 600 and Eyenovia securing 50, using BitGo for custody and considering Tokyo and Singapore listings. Look at some of these plays, what these companies are doing. What do they do for a living, really? Strategy was able to pull off buying Bitcoin. They were able to pull that off because they already had a revenue stream. So they were able to pull that off. Some of these other companies, do you really have a revenue stream? Some of these other companies are just buying Bitcoin for the sake of buying Bitcoin because they think it's going to make them money and to make their stock go up. And in some cases it has. But sooner or later, that's going to die off. And the question will be asked, well, why are you buying Bitcoin? What are you doing? What business are you in? Are you a treasury company or are you a company? Like, what are you doing? That's going to be a problem. So again, tonight's question: why did BitDeer sell $330 million in convertible notes? To buy Bitcoin, to buy Solana for expansion, or other? Which one is it? If it's other, put it in the comments. And Hutanik, if you keep giving away the answer, the people won't actually go do their research. Don't make me delete that. The whole point is for them to go do the research, not for you to constantly give them the answers. That's not helpful. We're supposed to be teaching them. Same way you go do your own homework. We need everybody out there to start doing their own homework. You want to know why? I'm not trying to be mean. It's because you're going to go do your own research about that coin, this coin. Hutanik's going to do his own research about those coins, so on and so forth around the whole community. And then we get to come back to the community and share that information. That's why. I don't need to give you the answer. I need you to get used to honing your skills at doing your own research. That's what I want. That's what I want. Rick Ritchie, I literally just said that to Hutanik. I want people to start doing their own research. Rick Ritchie and Hutanik are two of the most skilled researchers out there. I need you to get to that level. I need you to not be afraid to go do your own research. That's the biggest problem. If you look at crypto right now, the biggest problem is people don't do their own research. I want you to listen to this carefully, and it'll sound funny at first when I say it. Do your own research, hone your skills, understand what you're looking for, understand where to go looking for it. Know your entries and exits. What price should you buy in at? What are good prices to buy in? What are good prices to sell? Oh yeah, double entendre. Where do you buy? Where do you sell? Absolutely invest deliberately. Meaning, don't guess at what you're doing. Be sure-footed in what you're doing. Understand why you are doing it. Don't do it because, Hutanik said this, Eddie said that, Rick Ritchie said this, 8 Paws said that, Captain Banana said this. No, don't do that. That's why we have the GMB3. It kind of puts guardrails on things for you. I know I have to do my own research. I know I have to know my own entries and exits. I have to know what I'm going to buy, which means I absolutely have to invest deliberately. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're guessing, you're going to screw up and then you're going to cry. I met somebody yesterday, day before yesterday, and he was like, yeah, I made money on Bitcoin, then I made a mistake, and he never came back to crypto. Don't cry for him. He's doing fine. He's got a whole bunch of real estate and all that good stuff. But he felt it when I asked him the question. He was like, oh, yeah, I didn't go back to crypto, and I probably should. And it's been years. He goes, I don't even want to think about how much money I lost out on by getting out of crypto. Big mistake. Big mistake. His words, not mine. Biggest problem is people don't do their own research. Then they wind up getting burned and learning a lesson the hard way. Learn how to do your own research. You might still learn a lesson the hard way, but it'll happen a hell of a lot less. A hell of a lot less. And no, I don't look at things like opportunities lost and things like that. Why? Because looking at the past, hindsight is 20/20. You don't beat yourself up over hindsight being 20/20. It's a bad idea. Learn the lesson, move forward. Move onward and upward is what I say. What else do we have going on in the news? UK regulators urged global crypto rules to prevent dollar dominance. Yeah. Monitoring U.S. stablecoin legislation and emphasizing compliance to curb risks and foster innovation. Yeah. Countries are starting to figure out that maybe the United States is not where we should put our wishes and dreams. That's scary. The UK is one of our oldest partners. And this is what they're thinking. Is that nuts? That's nuts. There's nothing good about that. Not a thing. But that's what they're thinking. Truth is, every country around the world should be thinking not just about the United States and dollar dominance. They should be thinking crypto. What is the impact of crypto on our fiat? What is the impact of crypto on our economic way of life? Insane. A lot of these countries are just la 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 la. Here's a regulation. Here's a regulation. Everybody gets a regulation. Doing the Oprah when it comes to regulations, like what? Opportunity cost is not always about looking at the past. Sometimes it helps you weigh your opportunities. Helps you see your opportunities, your future opportunities. Helps you weigh. I'm sorry. That was funny. It does help you weigh your opportunities. But that wasn't the statement. It's opportunity lost. Don't use terms like opportunity lost. Look at more like lesson learned. There's nothing I can do about the past. Using a term like opportunity lost puts a negative in your head. Learning a lesson puts a positive in your head. Aha. Aha. Opportunity cost. My bad. I read that wrong. Hutanik, I owe you is it beer? No, you don't drink anymore. I owe you a nice crystal water or something like that. How's that sound? Of course, you're still going to have to make me barbecue. Just saying. Not going to head out over there to that state and not get some barbecue. Just saying. Putting that on the record. But yeah, the opportunity cost is so you see what he's saying. What he's really saying is, yeah, look this stuff up. I am human. I am. Thank you for that. Sometimes I forget. Seriously, no joke. Sometimes I approach the show like, oh my God, I better know this. I better know this. I better know this. And sometimes, every now and then, one of my friends, like Hutanik, like Rick Ritchie, like Captain Banana, like Michael McCaskill, like everybody out there will remind me, dude, you're human. You're allowed to mess up. Even better. You want to know what I love about this community? They'll be like, yo, okay, you made a mistake, but your community's here to back you up. How cool is that? Can't get any better. Can't get any better. Yeah, man. Freaking Hutanik is all about the barbecue, man. Oh, word? Michael, for real? Don't play with me when it comes to barbecue, man. Don't play with me. I love barbecue. Like, for real, for real. You know what I love most about barbecue? You hit a barbecue joint and everybody is a mess. And it's the best fun ever. Everybody in that room is a friend. They all look the same. They all act the same, sound the same. Food is, especially when the food is good. Oh my God. You make some of your best friendships like that over food. So I'm hoping that I will make some of my best friendships here, now. Trying to help each other grow our bags, because there's a certain reality to what's going on in the world right now. Another homework assignment. Go look up how much property is available in Tokyo that's just been abandoned. And you can go look that up in any country around the world. And you will be amazed. You will be amazed. People are migrating like nobody's business. Legally, illegally, they just don't want to be where they are. Captain Banana, love you. That's right. Time is valuable. Just saying. I've had arguments with some of these people that have had us not talk. And we're talking as if that never happened. Why? Because we're human. And we're still on each other about doing our own research, knowing our entries and exits, and absolutely investing deliberately. Being cognizant of what can affect our value in the world. Wouldn't trade that in for anything. Something else that happened today that caught my attention. ARK Invest, over the past couple of days, has dumped $100 million in Circle stock. And Circle's up like 200%. Did she catch it at the high? No. Did she catch it at the low? No. She caught it toward the high, though. Telling you, Kathy Wood is people kind of short stick Kathy Wood, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that. I mean, she's smart. She's made wrong decisions. She's human. We've all made wrong decisions. She's made some great decisions. I think dumping Circle 100 mil over the past couple of days, it's been riding high. Her job is to realize profits for her clients. That's her job. Profits and losses are not profits and losses until you realize them. Yo, Mr. Big, what's good? And sir, did you invest in yourself today? And Captain Banana, thank you for that. I see you. So yeah, I'm just looking at everything and I'm just kind of going, yeah, we should probably pay attention to some of this stuff. Now, Falcon X had a deal with Standard Chartered and Cantor Fitzgerald, and I announced that May 14th, okay? And now, guess what? They're thinking about going IPO. Now, that had to be a part of the deal for a while. ARK Invest more than covered that bet. You know what I mean? But yeah, you start to realize that, holy moly, start putting things together. I told you, like I said, May 14th, I dropped an article about Falcon X doing business with Standard Chartered and Cantor Fitzgerald. And today we're dropping another story about how they're thinking about going IPO in 2025. I suspect they will do very well. Like, no doubt they will do very well. Just saying. They're doing things. Now, this guy, James Wynn, Arthur Hayes going after this guy, James Wynn, his $99.5 million Bitcoin bet, alleging it was speculative. And what he means by that, what he really means is he's just trying to gain subscribers, followers. It sounds kind of funny, but you know how much money you can make by having millions of people follow you? You know how many articles quote people that are on X and YouTube that have, just a few 100,000 subscribers, followers? They'll write an article about it. Oh, this person said to their followers, blah, blah, blah. Our analyst says. You don't even have to be a real analyst. You just have to be out there doing your thing. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're saying. Pay attention. North Korea's Lazarus Group laundered $5 to $10 billion. This is important. $5 to $10 billion in crypto via Tron's Black U market, using malware scams, targeting CFI, job seekers, and the likes. And you wonder why I stay away from Tron, why I stay away from Justin Sun. Allegedly. This stuff could have been alleged. But the fact that you're in a position where somebody could say something like that, and it was found out by who? Zach XBT. So, yeah. Zach XBT, in my book, has some cred. I'm going to pay attention to that. I'm absolutely going to pay attention to that. Be careful out there. Do the GMB3. Practice the GMB3 every day. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits. And absolutely invest deliberately. That's the GMB3. It doesn't mean you have to go buy whatever I say you have to go buy. It's none of that. It's all about building you up. Honing your skills. Making you aware. That's what it's all about. I've written 2 books to do the same thing, to make you more cognizant of what's going on. Like I said, everybody's a rock star when the market's going up, but when the market's going down, nobody has anything to say. Oh, it'll come back soon. That's the kind of talk you'll hear. They're not trying to give you tools and ideas on how to weather certain storms, how to eke out the best flowers when it's sunny out. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. If you like what I'm doing, wait, because I know Paula will have something to say. Tonight's question: why did BitDeer sell $330 million in convertible notes? To buy Bitcoin, to buy Solana, for expansion, or other? Yeah, 14 votes, 36% for Bitcoin, 7% for Solana, 21% for expansion, and 36% for other. Wow. Only 21% of you were correct. It was for expansion. It was for expansion. And not just, in normal spaces. They run data centers. Just saying. When you start doing your own research, you start to realize that I can do more than just a cursory view. I can do more than just scratch the surface. I can start to put stories together. I can start connecting the dots. I can start asking my friends out here. Scale is the same thing. Expansion, scale, same thing. So you don't get any credit for other, young man. You get chastised for it. So yeah, start connecting the dots. Put things together. All right. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, do me a favor, smash the likes, tell your friends about this community. And if you can, become a big bagger, become a bagger. A bagger is only $12 a year. A big bagger is only $120 a year. Are you serious? Listen to what we're getting here. Just saying, we're trying to do things a little bit differently. And there's a lot more. There's a lot more coming. And yes, I can say that because now I'm actually seeing the fruits of our labor. Everybody, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. for the Crypto Daily, where we will have more news and more discussion. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye.